Welcome, friends, to this Wednesday quiet space for ourselves and for God. Lovely once again that you join us. I hope and pray that you're able to find somewhere quiet to spend this shared time together. The exercise that I'm going to suggest we take part in tonight, that space, that physical space, but also that mental and emotional space as well. So part of what we're going to need to do to take things forward tonight is to put down all the things that we've been carrying throughout the day and throughout the week, and to just spend some time here. But actually, the exercise that we're going to take part in, which is called the empty chair, might just give us that opportunity to place that stuff down anyway. So I just encourage us to find that quiet space and a comfy chair, or whatever it is that you feel comfy, as we just think about this idea of the empty chair. And there's a story about a priest who went to visit a patient, and the priest noticed an empty chair next to the bedside, and asked what the empty chair was there for. And the person that he was visiting said, "Well, I placed Jesus on that chair, and I was talking to him before you arrived." The story goes on that some days later, the daughter of the person that the priest had visited came to the vicarage and explained to the priest that the father had died, and she said she was visiting him and she left him alone for a couple of hours, and he seemed quite peaceful before she left. But she noticed that when she got back to the room and sadly found that her father had passed away, she said that she'd noticed a strange thing, that his head wasn't resting on the bed where she'd left him, but actually he'd passed away peacefully with his head on the chair beside the bed. Having heard the conversation that the priest had had about how the gentleman had placed Jesus on that chair next to his bed, that paints an image for me of someone who passed away with literally with their head in the lap of Jesus. So this idea of the empty chair really picks up on that theme of spending time with Jesus. So in a short time, I'm going to invite us to spend some time with Jesus. I'm going to show us an image of an empty chair. You could do one of two things. You could concentrate on my empty chair here that you're going to see on the screens, or you might want to place or already have an empty chair in your lounge or study or conservatory or wherever it is you're sitting. That empty chair, whichever it is going to be the place where I invite us all to literally place Jesus and to use our imagination to literally imagine him there. Obviously he's not there physically, but he is there, and he's all around us. And so as we do that, just invite us to each literally have a conversation with Jesus. It might feel a little bit strange to be talking out loud to him, but bear with it. Please do bear with it, and see if we can make that connection. it's probably helpful not to try to imagine um, his face, as it were, because that might just prove to be a distraction. St. Teresa of Avila, who often used this practice, said that she could never imagine seeing the face of Jesus, but she always, her imagination and her senses sensed his nearness, just in the same way that you might sense the nearness of someone who's with us in a darkened room that we can't necessarily physically see, but whose presence is so obviously there with us. As I say, you might find this a bit weird, a bit uncomfortable. Others of us might find it quite a natural thing to do. If we're struggling, we might want to relay to Jesus or replay to him verbally what's gone on in our day, to talk to him literally about what happened when we woke up and the different encounters, the joys, and the difficulties that we've experienced, different people that we've seen, spoken to, all of those things which must be manyfold that we've each, even if we haven't left the home, will have experienced and encountered today. If we haven't left home, maybe we want to talk to him about the isolation and the loneliness, and to talk about the feelings that we might each have as well. So friends, I'm going to draw us to that quiet place now, and I'm going to give us a good 10 minutes before I draw us back together, whilst we literally place Jesus on our empty chair and we begin to have that conversation with him. So I'll draw us back together in about 10 minutes time. Let's just pray to lead us into that time. Lord Jesus, you're as near to us as the breath that we breathe. Sometimes you're so tangible that we can feel your presence. And perhaps other times we might feel distant from you. You never distance yourself from us. It's just in our imagination and in our own hearts that we may feel apart from you. So give us the grace and the confidence to spend this 10 minutes with you and to just pour out our hearts to you, and perhaps to listen to if there are things that you want to speak to us. So draw near to us by your Spirit, we pray. In your name, Amen. So friends, can I just draw us back together again now? And I wonder how you found that. How was that for you? Was it something that you're familiar with, or perhaps something that was new? Perhaps it was new and refreshing, perhaps it was new and awkward. Whatever your kind of experience, I do encourage us to perhaps just stick with it, because all of these different exercises that I'm just suggesting over these Wednesdays are a bit like workout for our soul, and they're things that we can just tuck away and have in our spiritual tool bag. And St. Teresa of Avila, who I mentioned, was a real advocate of this type of prayer, and she used to say that for her it was one of the quickest means of experiencing Jesus. And if it works for us, now we can take this with us into everyday life. Just imagine that Jesus is by our side all through the day. We don't necessarily have to find that empty seat, but that we can perhaps learn this discipline and begin to speak with him frequently in the midst of all of life's comings and goings. So I just leave that with you as another possible way to begin to deepen our own relationships with Jesus and with God, and to walk with them into tomorrow and all that may hold for us. So friends, until we meet again, pray God's blessing on you. Pray that you have a quiet night and a peaceful end to the day. Bless you all. Take care.